as the community outreach coordinator for Stapp Interstate Toyota, I set up approximately 35 sponsorships a year and manage them. So when I heard about a new organization in town called Roberta's Legacy, I reached out and set up a meeting with them just to get to know more about their organization and to see if they would fit with one of our sponsorships. I've always felt that our community had so many amazing organizations. We're so blessed. And so to be honest with you, the bar is set pretty high. It is really tough to impress me. But that is exactly what Roberta's Legacy did at our first meeting. I was so touched by Roberta's story, not only the story of her cancer journey, but even more so the story of how she lived her life, the kind of person she was. And I remember as I sat there and listened to Amy and Harry talk about Roberta, I remember thinking, what an incredible woman she must have been, and how much I wish I would have known her. And then as they continued to tell me about their organization and the work they were doing and how they were doing it and what they were hoping to accomplish, I realized that our community really needed this organization. And so I gave them our top level sponsorship. Now, I only give out 6 of those a year, and I am really picky about who they go to. And up until that time, I had never given a first-time organization that level, but that's how much Roberta's Legacy impressed me. So that was the beginning of my walk with Roberta's Legacy as a sponsor. Now, fast forward a few years, and I'm having a meeting with Harry to set up the sponsorship for that year, and he surprised me and asked if I would become a member of Roberta's Legacy as a member of the board. Now, that's an incredible honor. And over the years, a few other organizations had asked me to do this. And I always respectfully declined because I just felt like I didn't have the time. And it was something I really wanted to do, but I thought it was something I should do after I retired. But that day when Harry asked me, yes just came flying out of my mouth. And I don't know who was more surprised, Harry or me. But I just knew in that moment that this was an organization I really wanted to be a part of. And I was willing to make whatever sacrifices, find the time, change whatever things in my life I needed to change to be a part of Roberta's Legacy and the work they do. And so that was when my work with Roberta's Legacy as a board member and a volunteer began. Now, I knew what I was willing to do for Roberta's Legacy, but what I didn't know was what being a part of Roberta's Legacy was going to do for me. I have met and worked with the most incredible people. They are intelligent and creative and kind and generous and hardworking and fun. And I mean, a couple of them are really fun. And we have this small but really mighty team. We work so well together, and we have accomplished so much. And every day they inspire me to work harder and do more. And then there's our families. When I was preparing for tonight, I realized there was no way I could tell you what walking alongside our families on their breast cancer journey means to me. It's just something you have to experience to understand. They are so strong. They face surgeries and treatments and side effects and setbacks with so much courage. And every time cancer throws something at them, they just fight harder. Now, when someone comes to Roberta's Legacy, our executive director, Amy Willard, has kind of devised, I guess you'd call it kind of a, I don't know, like maybe a program to bring them into Roberta's Legacy. And the most important part of this is to make sure they feel heard and seen, that they know we recognize that their journey with breast cancer is unique to them, that we realize that their needs are going to change several times during their treatment, and we are ready to change with them, and that Roberta's Legacy is there to support not only their emotional needs, but also their financial ones. And so this is the part of Roberta's Legacy that I feel sets us apart from everyone else, that makes us special. And the only reason we can do that is because Amy is willing to be available to our families 24/7, because as we all know, nothing ever happens during business hours. It happens on the weekends. It happens on the holidays. It happens in the middle of the night. And Amy is always there for them. She kind of creates this little, I want to call it a love bubble, and inside of there is this unconditional acceptance and this total and complete support, and she kind of wraps everybody that comes to us in this bubble, and they just feel so safe with her that they reach out to her whenever they have a problem, or they're anxious about something they're going to have to face, or they're lonely. I have watched her spend hours at the emergency room with one of our families, and she won't leave until they're either admitted to the hospital or they're okay to go home. I've watched our families ask her to go to their doctor appointments with them, and she goes and supports them, and she's a second pair of ears. And our families come in or call her just to spend time with her and talk. And sometimes they reach out to have her come get them and get them out of the house and just do something normal like have coffee or go to lunch. Amy has been there for all of our families, and she continues to be there for all of our families, and we are just so grateful for her. Now, on our families' journeys, they have to deal not only with all the things cancer throws at them, but they also have to deal with the financial complications that come with fighting breast cancer. They sometimes can't work full time, or maybe not even work at all. And so when the mortgage is due or the car payments due, Roberta's Legacy is there to pay those for them. When there's an expensive medication that they really need, or a treatment that might help with their pain or nausea and they can't afford it, Roberta's Legacy is there to help them with that. Or when the chemo has weakened their body to the point that they just don't have the strength to clean the house or do the yard work, Roberta's Legacy is there to help. Roberta's Legacy is there for our families for as long as they are in treatment for breast cancer. Now, for some of our families, that's a few months. For others, it's years. Most of our families go on, get through their treatments and go on and start living their lives again. But once in a while, they come back to us because their cancer's back. And Roberta's Legacy is there for them. And once in a while, they come back to us because their child is fighting cancer, breast cancer, and they bring them to us to help. And Roberta's Legacy is there for them. And this is what drives me to be better, to be a better fundraiser, to be a better event planner, to be better at going to my community and asking for help and asking for financial support. So I'm asking. If you own a business or work for a company that gives back to their community, please, please, please support Roberta's Legacy. We have so many options for sponsorships. We have our event sponsorships and our in-kind donations, and there are just so many options that you can help us with. So come walk alongside Roberta's Legacy. I can tell you from experience, it'll be the easiest, smoothest, most rewarding sponsorship you'll ever do. If you have time and you want to spend some of that time helping people in your community, come to one of our meetings, our committee meetings, and see if something resonates with you. We will be so appreciative at any time you can give us. If you have a talent or you're crafty or you build something or make something, we are always looking for ways to love on our families and show them that they're not alone and that we're thinking about them. We have a group that makes the most beautiful quilts for us. And last year we had a woman who knitted the softest, comfiest little hats, and she made enough that we could put one in every Christmas stocking we handed out. We will be so grateful for anything you're willing to share with us. If you would like to donate to Roberta's Legacy, every penny you spend on a ticket to one of our events, every penny you spend at one of our auctions, every penny you donate on our website or at our event, or you use when you're participating in one of our fundraisers, goes to the families. Every penny. So I invite you to come walk alongside our families on their breast cancer journey. I believe it will touch your heart in ways you could never imagine.